What's up guys, hope everyone's doing well today. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the DoorDash helper app called Para, or maybe it's Para. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna go with Para. So originally Para reached out to me to do a sponsored video for them, but as I was testing the app out and as I was using it over the weeks, I found a lot of bugs. I found a lot of things I didn't like about the app, and so I wanted to be completely upfront and honest with you guys, give you guys a completely transparent review, and they didn't like that. So this isn't a sponsored video. This is just me reviewing the app, giving you full transparency, which is what Para is supposed to do, but they don't like it if you expose some of the things wrong with the app, I guess. So anyways, with that said, let's get into it. So first off, I wanted to explain that you can use Para with any of the delivery apps, DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats. I'm not sure about Instacart, to be honest with you guys, but I'm sure you probably could. And so basically all you do is you download the app and then you just link your accounts and then you're good to go. There's really not much else you have to do in the whole sign up setup process. So once you do that, then you can start seeing the benefits and the not so benefits that Para offers. And so I'm gonna take you guys through a shift I did, just a couple hours. It wasn't a very long shift. I just wanted to show you guys how it worked, the things I like about it, some things I absolutely hate about it, and then we can go from there. So the first order of the day we got is 2 ranch Doritos. Already picked it up, already dropped it off. Nice, quick, easy $5. Now we are on our way to McDonald's for this Grubhub order, and I also got this Little Caesars order that I'm picking up along the way as well. These two orders go perfectly together, so took both of them. We're starting off really good, honestly, and so yeah, let's go get these orders done. So we got our next order. It's to Big Eye Poke and Grill, and as you guys can see, when you get an order, it pops down this notification and tells you everything you need to know. So it says how much you're getting tipped, how much you're getting paid, the total of the order, how long the drive time is going to be, and also whether or not it's a house or it's an apartment. So whenever I see a house, I immediately think, okay, this is an order I could accept. And then I look at the tip and I'm like, oh, decent tip for how far it's going, only 3 miles. And then I'm like, okay, that's a good order to accept. Now, if that was an apartment order, I might think twice about it, do a little more in-depth thinking of whether or not I want to take it, but this one, good to go. So now we got this order to Fueled Fresh Kitchen. It's $5.50. It's only 1 mile. As you guys can see, the drive time is 5 minutes. Perfect. Hopefully it's ready when I get there. This will be a super quick order. It's at a house, so an even better order. And you can see $3 tip, which means that it's not just $5.50 base pay. Because I personally hate when DoorDash tries to trick me and does a big base pay amount and no tip, because I hate delivering no tip orders. So accepted this one. Let's go get it done. So I wanted to go a little in depth on my next order that I accepted and show you guys one of the bugs that I've been finding when it comes to the app. So I had this order to Joy Luck Restaurant. It's $8.25 for 6.8 miles, right? And in the app, it tells me it's gonna be a 33-minute drive, which doesn't make much sense to me because when I accepted the order, I was barely, like, not even 1/4 of a mile away from the restaurant. And then I actually screenshotted how long it would take me to get from the restaurant to the customer's house, and it was only 11 minutes. So I don't know where they get the 33 minutes from, but that can definitely throw you off sometimes. And I sometimes see orders where they're saying it's gonna take me 52 minutes, and I get it done in about 20 to 25 minutes. So I don't know what they're pulling from on the time. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it can be nice, but I just wouldn't rely too much on that because a lot of the time it is inaccurate. So I just got back from break. I fell asleep during my break, took a nap, so a longer break than I would have liked to take. Anyway, we're starting the day off with a Walgreens order. It's $9.25, 6.6 miles. We got it right here. Something that's really nice about the Para app is that in the notification, it tells you exactly what item it is. So I know that I just have to get the Vicks NyQuil Kids Cold and Cough. So obviously it already says one item right there, but with Para you know exactly what you're gonna get. And some items are way easier to find than others. So it just comes in handy, especially if you have like a longer list, like 5 or 6 items. You can look at it and see what items you're having to get, if it's like 5 of the same thing or stuff like that before you even accept the order. So that's really nice. Let's go get this done. So that item and all the substitutions on it were sold out. So I ended up having to just refund the customer, and I only got paid $4.62 for it. And then after that, we did a Chick-fil-A order real quick. And now I want to dive into this order that I accepted from Grubhub and show you how Para is really helpful when it comes to Grubhub as well. So we have this order, $8.40 for 6.2 miles. Now, on the surface, I might not take this because it's a Grubhub order, and I like to see a better dollar per mile ratio when it comes to Grubhub. But when you go into the Para app, the fact that it tells me that it's a house order and not an apartment made me more inclined to accept this order. And also, something I like with this is it says it's going to be ready by 5:33. And if you look at Grubhub, it says it'll be ready by 5:37. So what I've noticed is that usually Para has a better estimate on the time, surprisingly, of when the Grubhub order is going to be ready. So it's actually 5:33 right now, just pulled in, and I'm gonna go see if it's ready when I walk in and show you guys that their time is usually a little more on point than the time Grubhub gives you, which is surprising. So yes, the order was ready. So that's a big thing I look at when it comes to using the app with Grubhub, is usually the pickup times are more accurate. So that really comes in handy. Let's go drop this off. So this is something that is incredibly annoying, but the Para app told me that it's a house. Little did I know, it's actually my least favorite apartment complex ever to deliver to. So now I'm gonna be stuck looking around for this stupid apartment. Ooh, I hate that. That is a pet peeve. So unfortunately, this is something that happens quite often, probably a few times a day when it comes to the Para app. They'll tell you it's in a house, and then you show up and it's an apartment. And that just could not annoy me any more, because I hate delivering to apartment orders. I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. So what the feature is supposed to provide is amazing. If it worked all the time, that would just be perfect. I would love the app so much more if it worked every time, because I don't want to deliver to apartments. But the fact that it messes me up sometimes and gets my hope up that I'm delivering to a house, and sometimes, like that order you just saw, that is the sole reason I'm accepting that order, because I see that it is a house. I was already kind of on the fence about it, and I'm like, well, at least it's not an apartment. I'll go ahead and take this. And then I show up and it's not. Ooh, that gets me, and that is one of the biggest problems with the app, but that's not even the biggest problem yet. So far I've been fairly good. I've shown you guys what I liked about it, been pretty positive, but I want to go into something that is the worst feature in the app altogether. So the main sell for this app is that you can get full tip transparency on every order, because as we know, DoorDash likes to hide tips, and so that's their big push, is like, oh, you want to use this app if you want full tip transparency. Doesn't work. They have led me astray so many times with their tip transparency feature that I'm just sick of it at this point. I'll show you guys one order that I took. It was to Zupa's. It was for $6.50, 2.3 miles. But in the Para app, it said I was going to make $9.48 from this order. So I'm like, great, how could I get an order that's any better than this? Accept it, go and drop it off, still $6.50. And so I'm like, okay, is DoorDash stealing tips? This happens again on the next order. Para lies to me and says it's going to be a higher payout than what it actually is going to be. So I messaged the customer and I'm like, hey, can you tell me how much you tipped? Something weird is going on. I just want to make sure DoorDash isn't stealing tips. And they told me how much they tipped. It matched up exactly with what DoorDash paid me. Did not match up with how much Para said. This has happened so many times, guys. It happens a couple times a day. And sometimes it really, really hurts my entire shift, because I'll get orders that are like for $6. And then in the Para app, it tells me $10.50. And on DoorDash, it's like $6 for 6 miles or something. But then on Para, it tells me it's going to be $10.50. I'm like, oh, well, I'll take $10.50 for 6 miles. Then I go drop the order off and it's just $6. So there's still a lot of bugs that they need to figure out. And I've emailed them, reached out to them. They said as more and more people use the app, the algorithm will improve and there should be less and less times that happens. But as of right now, it just gets extremely annoying. And I've even seen people commenting in my comment section saying that the whole tip transparency doesn't work very often and they are having problems with it as well. So I know it's not just me, but this is definitely something to look out for. But to answer the question of the video, should you use the app? It's really up to you. I don't think it benefits that much because it's wrong and can hurt your shift sometimes more than it can help, but I'm still probably going to use it just because it does provide some good information, and the fact that it does work the majority of the time with the apartments and the houses, then I'm still probably going to use it. But I just thought I would share those things with you guys so that you're aware of them, and so you can go into using the app knowing everything about it, knowing up front that you're probably going to have to deal with some frustration and some bugs that still need to be worked out. So there you guys have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see a different side of me, make sure you check out my other channel that I do with my brother. It's called Talkin More Sports. The link for it is down below in the description. And I'll see you guys next time.